Well, it's on every channel that you listen to these days, all these wonderful holiday songs about it being the most wonderful time of the year. But for many people, it represents sadness. It reminds them of a loss of a loved one. We're going to be talking to a holistic therapist next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is The Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, as I said in the open, the holidays are supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year, but a lot of people feel sadness, depression, anxiety goes crazy in December because of so many painful memories. That's why we brought in the holistic therapist. Dr. Ashley Nazon is in the studio. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So you told me just before the show that your business actually ticks up during the holidays.
Yes, absolutely. So many people have sad memories from previous holidays as well as current issues with their family members and even relationships. Some relationships end, unfortunately, before the holidays.
Yes. Tell us more about your background, because everybody says it doesn't matter how much you know, they have to know how much you care.
Yes, absolutely. So by trade, I am a licensed clinical social worker. So prior to becoming a therapist, I worked with people of all backgrounds, so the elderly, children, incarcerated population. I work for insurance companies, home health companies, hospitals. I've just been blessed to work with so many people. I bring a lot of experience to the therapy field.
Okay, tell me one of your favorite success stories.
One of my favorite success stories is that I had a client. She started coming to me. She was very shy. It took about 5 sessions for her to actually start talking in the sessions. And it took a lot of patience because she was coming. We weren't really getting anywhere. I kind of felt defeated. But at that 6th session, she started opening up, and now she just keeps talking. She's been with me since 2021.
And I love that you have stick-to-itiveness, because some therapists would say, I can't help you. If you're not going to talk to me, I can't help you. So what was it about her or this client that you worked with that caused you to stay in there?
So with all my clients, I have them fill out an intake form. So I was already aware of some of the things that she went through, and I just knew she needed the support. So I was willing to hang in there with her.
Outstanding. You also are an author of a best-selling book. We're going to put it on the screen. I want you to talk about the book.
Okay, so this book, it came to me just randomly. I was walking to my car, and I just started getting, the name of the title came to me. And I said, God, what am I going to do with this title? What do you want me to do with this? And it just poured out of me. I wrote it in 2 weeks. It's an affirmation book. So basically, every week of the year, there's a positive affirmation. There's something about gratitude. And it's also a journal. So there are blank pages within the book for you to journal how you feel during that week.
And I find that anybody who's written a book, you grow while you're writing the book.
Absolutely.
What was some self-discovery as you were writing the book?
So some of the things that I discovered about myself while writing the book is how much I value self-care and gratitude. I'm a big proponent on sometimes just being grateful for things that haven't happened yet, because you just have to trust that they will.
Outstanding. I urge everyone to follow her on social media because you post all the time. We're going to show your Instagram page, and as we scroll down the page, it's filled with a lot of positivity. Have you always been a positive person?
Oh, absolutely. I would say being a social worker, sometimes we're faced with some challenges with our clients, so you have to stay positive.
Yeah, and there's a saying in your world, it's compassion fatigue. So if you're seeing a bunch of people who are depressed or dealing with stuff, how do you keep that from coming in?
Ooh, compassion fatigue is real. And I would say that I have experienced it earlier on in my career, but currently self-care is big. So when I'm done working for the day, I'm either going to go to Pilates, I'm going to go to the sauna, I'm going to go work out, and going for walks and listening to podcasts. That is my thing to release everything that was, I don't even want to say dumped on me, but was shared with me that day.
Yeah, and you have to be present for your clients
Yes.
when you're with them. But at a certain point, you can't lose sleep over it, can you?
No, you cannot. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You have to be able to understand that everyone has issues, including us as therapists. And so in order to work through that, you have to release it. You have to say, okay, this person told me this today. That is not the life that I'm living once I stop working. And that's as simple as I do it.
We mentioned off the top of the show that holidays can be stressful. What are some secrets to overcoming holiday stress? Because, many people are entertaining. They're feeling the pressure of gifts and expectations. What are some secrets that you can share with the audience about, getting over holiday stress?
So a lot of people may not like this word, what's called boundaries. So sometimes you have overbearing relatives who want you to do a lot of things for the holiday, and you have to use that word no. And that's hard for a lot of us during the holidays. But I promise you, if you use more no's, you'll feel better. And it's okay if people are disappointed because you cannot show up for them. That should not be the expectation. It's great when people show up for us, but we shouldn't expect it.
And you started your business just a few months before COVID, which is amazing because think about the anxiety that COVID brought. Yes. So your business has been on a upward trajectory from the very beginning.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I didn't know COVID was coming February 2020. I was like, I'm going to start my business, got the LLC and all that. And then March, it hit, and then it just kind of got worse. But fortunately, people sought more therapy during that time. So my business was able to grow, and I was able to help a lot of people.
And what are you seeing with young people? Because I see all these surveys that say that young people are more depressed than older people. And when you and I think about, your 20s are supposed to be really your decade to shine.
Yes.
So why are so many young people so depressed?
So I hate to say this, but social media. Unfortunately, social media has people thinking that their lives should be a certain way, and they should not. I didn't grow up with social media. It didn't come out until I probably went to college. But the things you see on social media, all the filters, people spending all this money, maybe, right? And then bullying. I see a lot of cyberbullying with some of my teenage clients. People don't do it in person anymore, but they'll go online and talk about you. And that's probably more harmful because more people see it.
Tell us what an engagement looks like. If somebody's watching this right now and says, I think I just found my therapist, what does an engagement look like with you?
So with me, some clients, if you want to do a 15-minute consultation, we offer that. We kind of talk about what's going on in your life. I tell you about my practice. I tell you what my technique is. And then you sign up and we go from there. I'm pretty easygoing. A lot of my clients love me for that. It's a no judgment space. So bring your problems to me and let's work through them.
And I think one thing that has happened in society, you go back 20, 30 years, and there was a little stigma attached to mental health. Nobody, if you were feeling some issues, you wouldn't tell anyone. And now I think it's become very acceptable that, mental health days at work is actually a thing. So talk about the change in your practice because people actually feel permission to say, I'm struggling.
I think because my practice started right before COVID, people reached out in desperation, right? Before it was a stigma of, oh my gosh, if something's wrong with me, that means I'm crazy. And that is not what that meant. But people started to see no, I actually do have anxiety. I do have depression. We have a lot of people who are high functioning with anxiety and depression, and they just think, oh, I'm just stressed. And it's no, you actually have anxiety. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't recognize the symptoms. They normalize them. Yeah. And unfortunately, COVID made people see wait, what I'm feeling is not normal. Yes. And that's how I think things turned for us in the mental health field.
All right, we got about a minute left. So look into that camera on the left and talk to the person who's, wrestling with something right now and might need to see you.
So I would say if you are struggling with anything, the first thing I want you to do is try to practice gratitude. Think about what is going right in your life right now. Is it that you woke up this morning? Is it that the sun is shining today? always look for the small gratitudes in life, and then you can overcome the bigger struggles.
Outstanding. You've been an amazing guest. Thank you for blessing us with your heart and your wisdom. We're going to end with her website, which is ahthgroup.com. The great Ashley Nazon. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.